It's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to this edition of Q&A with the Coach. Today we have a question from, how do you say this name? Rain City Sumo. And this is a question about sumo wrestling, which isn't actually called sumo wrestling. It's just sumo in Japanese. You know, that's what the sport is called. But in English, we often colloquially call it sumo wrestling. Anyway, on with the question. Dear Ramsey, do you have any recommendations for growing a more niche martial art? And for those of you who are saying, Ramsey, you're saying niche wrong. It's pronounced niche. Look, that word has three alternate acceptable pronunciations. Niche, if you want to be fancy about it. Niche. And niche. 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 Anyway, so I said it right, man. And if you're saying niche, you're saying it right too. We're all right. Nothing wrong with that. The question reads as follows. Dear Ramsey, do you have any recommendations for growing more niche martial arts? We run a sumo club, and despite the system being very effective, it's been slow to grow, making it hard for us to get our own gym and equipment. I would love any thoughts you have on growing the business side of a martial art like ours. That's understandable. Sumo, I assume you're in an English-speaking country because Rain City Sumo is an English name, so maybe the U.S., maybe England, maybe Australia, maybe South Africa. I don't know where you are, but one of these countries that is not Japan. And so, well, sumo is enormously popular in Japan. It really is. And it is not so popular elsewhere, and it's heavily misunderstood elsewhere. And if you ask people what they think about sumo wrestling, the first thing they're going to think of is, oh, that's the one where the fat dudes in the diapers push each other around, right? And if you tell someone, hey, do you want to do sumo wrestling? They will think, you want me to be a fat dude in a diaper pushing other fat half-naked dudes in diapers around? That sounds weird and unusual and perhaps unacceptable in my mind and my heart and my feelings. Ew. So you're probably coming across a lot of this, right? And your question reminded me of when I opened up the second MMA gym in the entire country of China, the first one in the city of Shanghai, when there were a literal handful of people who knew what MMA stood for in this country. And trying to sell this brand new sport in this part of the world was like pulling teeth. You want me to do what? You want me to train to get into a cage and do some crazy, almost no rules fight with somebody else? No, thank you. That sounds stupid and crazy and dumb and dangerous. You're a maniac. No, go away. So, yeah, that was a whole thing. And it took a long time and a lot of trial and error. And 15 years later, we're in a better place as far as mixed martial arts goes. The UFC is here. They've got their Performance Institute here in Shanghai. There are gyms all over the place. A bunch of them. You can pick and choose now. So we're in a better place now. Of course, I wasn't working alone, if you will. I wasn't solely responsible for this thing. There were others. Other people got excited about it, but I'll tell you how other people get excited about things. You tell them about it, and you tell new people about the thing you are excited about every single day. Every day, you tell a new person about your thing. At least one new person. In person, face to face, have that conversation. Don't just throw out your seeds on the internet. That can be effective at getting some people to come and participate, but you've got to have that in-person human intrapersonal interaction with them every single day if you want to make a difference. Start a YouTube channel if you don't have one already and post about it every day and get good at making YouTube videos. It takes a while for a lot of people. Most people don't just make the perfect YouTube video the first time and get 1 million views. I saw that happen once. One content creator on her very first YouTube video got over 1 million views, and it was pretty good. Of course, she had a lot of experience making videos for other platforms as well, so she wasn't a wasn't a beginner. She knew how to work the system a little bit. But if you don't, make a channel, make content, let people on the internet know this is who we are, this is what we do, this is where you can find us, this is why we're interesting. Put yourself on social media elsewhere, man. And do not be disappointed when people misrepresent what you do or misunderstand what you do or simply aren't interested in what you do. Most people won't be. But there are a meaningful number of people out there who would be interested in what you do if they knew where to find you. People are always asking me things like, hey, Ramsey, how do I become an MMA fighter? I mean, what's the process like to become a pro fighter? Do you have to know a guy who knows a guy? Do you have to go to the right gym? Or how does it work? Because most people don't know. Most people have it's not something they teach in school, right? And you have the answers. You have the answers to the sumo questions, man. So start putting the answers out there. I run this Q&A because I've got some answers to martial arts questions. I've got some answers for life advice questions. I've got some answers to the questions people ask me. And I put them out there in this format. People seem to appreciate that. It seems to work. Guess what? You're the guy with the answers to the sumo questions. So put them out there. Put them out there. I hope that helps. Let's recap a little bit. Have a conversation in person with a new person every single day about the thing that you're doing and what your goals are. Put your goals out there. Start a YouTube channel and make that information public. Thank you for watching. Now get out there and train.